At least I'm not just wearing jeans and a mesh jacket and some summer gloves. Oh, no, I am wearing that. Oh well. Yeah, it was good while it lasted. Good old British weather. Hi everybody. Welcome back to the Bolt Hole Biker after a year, basically. I haven't made a video for over a year. My apologies for that. I won't go into chapter and verse, but I had a bit of an unusual year. Not in a good way. All to do with business. But anyway, that's sorted now, and I'm planning on being back as regularly as I can be. I've been riding, I just haven't been filming because I just have not had the headspace or the time to be able to sit down and edit, basically. So I'm out for a bit of a bimble on a lovely Sunday afternoon. The sun has been out, but it's gone behind the clouds, but it's still fantastic weather. Probably one of the last really good weekends we're going to get this year. But I've got my son on the back. That's Woody. And up ahead of me is a very nice chap called Mark, who recently invited me to join a Facebook group called something, I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's the Northeast Midlife Bike Club or something like that. Basically a bunch of middle-aged motorcyclists going on ride-outs, which is no bad thing in my opinion. We're not out on one of the club rides today, it's just me and him out for a ride. So as I say, out for a little bit of a bimble, just coming into Hawes. We've been through Leyburn, stopped at the Manor Cafe at Bellaby, then through Leyburn, up Hawes. We're on our way up to Ribble at the moment, and then I think we're going to stop and have another cup of coffee. I say it's a bit of a bimble. He's on a Gixxer 600 and he has a slightly twitchy right wrist, so mostly bimbling, and then occasionally not bimbling. But nothing too extreme. I've got my son on the back, I'm not going to go mad. There's still plenty of bikes out. Although, as I say, I think this might be one of the last really decent weekends we're going to get this year, so that will thin out soon. I'll still be riding. And most importantly I'll be riding, but as important, I'm hoping to be recording and posting. So we should be seeing a lot more of each other now. As I say, I won't go into chapter and verse, but I'll give you a brief, very brief synopsis. I've wound my business up, basically, which took me the best part of a year to do and wasn't particularly pleasant, to be honest with you. But anyway, the business is gone now, so at the moment I am having a little bit of time off and working out what to be doing. Anyway, that's that. I'll tell you what prompted it. Well, what prompted it was business hasn't been great over the last few years, but the real catalyst was a sign that my wife put up in the kitchen. She has this little board that you change the letters on, and she put up a quote that I don't know where she'd got it from, but it basically said, "The life you want is on the other side of the shit you don't want to do." And it kind of struck home at the time because, as I said, things weren't going great. I wasn't particularly enjoying, well, I really wasn't enjoying work, but I wasn't particularly enjoying life. I know that sounds bad. I wasn't just about to commit suicide or anything like that, but I wasn't having a great time. And I just thought to myself, what on earth am I doing? I've just turned, or I'm just about to turn 50. Been married 20 years. Kids are at a nice age now, 15 and 13. I thought, this is the time, if ever, for me to really strip back and put things right. So I took the decision to wrap my business up and spend a year doing all the things that I didn't want to have to do in order to get the life that I wanted. And I have to say, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I feel like I'm in a really nice place. So I'm looking forward to the future. And I'm planning on putting a lot more effort into my videography and photography. I'd like the channel to be as good quality as it can be. I don't just mean the actual the actual content itself. I mean the way that is presented. And although I've not been posting, I can guarantee you that not a single day has gone by where I haven't thought about being the bolt hole biker and making videos and posting. It's one of my favourite things in life, which is kind of another reason why I didn't want to post unless I could put the proper time and effort into it. I don't want to just be posting videos just for the sake of it that I'm not happy with and that I don't feel are good enough quality. So there we are. But yeah, I'm planning on doing as much as I can to develop the channel. Absolutely lovely around here. I'm on the Multistrada 950S. I've still got the electric bike, so if you saw my last video, or I think the one before my last one, where I was saying that I was going to be doing videos on the electric bike and giving a flavour of what it's like to be an owner of an electric bike, that is still going to happen. Because I'll be honest with you, I have not ridden the electric bike that much in the last year. I've been mostly on the Multistrada, partly because it's such a bloody lovely bike. I have kind of fallen in love with this bike. It's got 17,229 miles on it at the moment. It's just over 2 years old, so gets fairly well regularly ridden. And if you know about Ducatis, and in particular Multistradas, or the Testa Stretta engine anyway, then you'll know that at 18,000 miles they've got the Desmo service. Dung dung dung. So I believe that Leeds Ducati, which is where I bought this and where I've been getting it serviced, does they do a deal in, I think, any time after 31st of October, where they'll do you a deal on your Desmo service. So that looks like it's going to work in fine for me. So I'll get it booked in. I still think it's around about £1,000, to be honest with you. So I'm not particularly looking forward to that. But it needs doing, and then I've got another 18,000 then before it needs another one. I have considered chopping this bike in and getting something else. When I say something else, that would most likely be another Multistrada, to be honest with you, because this platform just suits me down to the ground. But I've kind of decided that I'm going to keep it. I'm going to run this bike for a while. Maybe make a couple of updates to it, which would probably, there's only two things I'd want to do really. One of them is change the exhaust. Because I don't particularly like the exhaust note down below 5,000. And the other one would be, and I might not even do this one, but the other one would be just to upgrade the screen. Still get a fair bit of wind noise, as you may be able to hear on this video. Getting slightly windy. I don't know if you can see that on the the bloke's hood in front, flapping about. Just make sure I keep up with Mark. Cheers, fella. I think he's letting me around, doesn't he? Mark, the guy in front that I mentioned, he was out about a week and a half ago, I think, and he got a wasp in his leathers, stung him 3 times on his chest, and he finally found it, believe it or not, right down by his meat and 2 veg. Luckily, I think it was dead by then, otherwise he could have had a sting that he definitely didn't want. There's the Ribble Head Viaduct. Talking about viaducts, as I mentioned earlier, I had my 50th birthday in February, and one of my friends, well, I call him a friend, you know, that's debatable, he thought it was a good idea for my birthday to buy me a bungee jump. Yeah, he wants me to jump off a bridge. So on the 1st of October, which is only in a few weeks' time, I will be jumping head first off of Larpool Viaduct, which is a 160-foot high viaduct near Whitby. So that'll be interesting. We're off up to Devil's Bridge now, which I'm not sure if I've ridden up to Devil's Bridge before. I may have done, but I don't remember it if I have. I've just been chatting with Mark there. He for years he's had a fish and chip van that he takes to, you know, certain villages on certain days and what have you, and he's like the mobile chippy, Mr. Chippy. But he's just over the last year he's just bought a shop, and he's trying to get that, you know, more well patronised, slightly off the beaten track, so it doesn't get much passing traffic, but it was the shop that came up that he could afford, so that's where he is. But he was just saying to me that he started doing some bike nights up there over this summer, which I hadn't realised. Probably won't do any more this year, because the nights are starting to draw in, because I think they go for a ride out after the shop shuts. But I've said to him, if he lets me know when he's doing them, I'll put them on the channel and let you know. So if you're anywhere near Darlington in the northeast, he said he's had people riding down from Durham for them and what have you. So it might be quite a nice little thing to go to, give him a bit of support. I can tell you it does lovely fish and chips. A very dark cloud just went over the last 10 or 15 minutes whilst we were stood having a chat. But nothing fell out of the sky in terms of water. So I probably shouldn't say it because I'm tempting fate, but I think we may have got away with it. Ah, you've gone and said it, you fool! Cue the clap of thunder. It is forecast thunderstorms this afternoon and evening, so I don't think we're going to get away completely unscathed. Well, true to form, it wouldn't be a day out riding in the UK without a bit of rain. It was forecast, in all fairness, so I can't complain. But we got to Devil's Bridge, which I don't think I've been to before for some reason. It's quite a high bridge with a fantastic sign on it saying that you're not meant to jump off unless you've got a reasonable excuse. God knows what one of those would need to be, he says. Just about to do a bungee jump off of a viaduct. But anyway, yeah, so we stopped there and the heavens absolutely flipping opened. So we've had about half an hour of standing underneath trees and what have you to keep away from the rain, and now we're back on the roads, but the roads are now wet. At least it's not raining. So I'm going to call it on this video because I think this ride back on the wet roads is going to be a little bit more measured than the ride here was. And it was really just a quick video to say sorry for not being around for the last year, but I'm back, and hopefully I'm back regularly now, and plenty to come on the channel. So if you've stayed subscribed for this long, thank you very much. And if this is the first of my videos that you've seen and you fancy subscribing, then please feel free. I could do with as many as possible. Anyway, I shall see you in the next video. Bye. At least I'm not just wearing jeans and a mesh jacket and some summer gloves. Oh, no, I am wearing that. Oh well. Yeah, it was good while it lasted. Good old British weather.